It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Four quarters between one of these teams and a spot in the Super Bowl. The NFC Championship is underway. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. It's the first carry for the Auburn rookie. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Rolling from the pistol, Richardson. This is caught by Trey Palmer. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's Richardson. Setting up the screen. On the move, past the 40. Keeps himself upright. 35 on the pickup. And the Falcons will have a first.
I have loved this opening script. Aggressive, taking your shots. You know, the numbers tell you you get an explosive play on a drive in the NFL today, you're typically going to score. With that shot down the field, well, they're knocking on the door in the red zone.
From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. He even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the 1st down.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, they're the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
The Rams showing a nickel look. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to Charlie Loose, incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Gronk, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. Returns looking good so far. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now here's Keaton. Going out. 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Everything else in the playbook.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here's Mitchell again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Gets this to Kincaid. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. On target to Musgrave. He's still going at the 30. It's a gain of 29 yards. And the Rams are going to have a 1st down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to hitting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. His pass caught by Nacua. And he is in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams pull ahead 6-3 in the 1st. It's a Puka Nacua touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Rams won up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Mevis ready to send this one away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying the right side. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Making the stop that time, Nick Cross. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Offense up to the line fast. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. On 1st down, it's Richardson. He's on the move. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm. Especially in a situation like that, it's a good thing you woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. He rolls to his right. Now here he goes again.
Well, that's an excellent job by the defense. All eyes on the quarterback. When you're playing a quarterback that can escape, well, even though you cover, you still got to cover down and go chase that QB out of bounds before he can get the 1st down.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
The wind was at his sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing off the play fake here. They connect on the deep shot. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end. Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. Running right with on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Falcons scoop it up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, he was fighting off defenders, trying for the extra yards. You understand it, but might have been what cost him and opened the door for that fumble.
Okay, you and I both know this game has changed so much in our lifetimes. It's a ball
intended for Smith-Njigba, but it's intercepted. Kicked off by Damone Clark. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk. They can do some serious damage.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick-6 as it's sent away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. After the pick, Richardson back to the air. And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the 1st.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Running for the marker on 2nd. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. The tackle made by Mazi Smith. Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And the fair catch made here at the 15. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Rams have their work cut out for them on this drive. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. First down, he'll throw it. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. We're one quarter into deciding who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to Inglewood in just a moment. Time for the second quarter of play. It's Rams football. They'll have it 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. What a hit, and the ball's loose. Oh, and they pick it up. Time to push that marker. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
And he crosses out of bounds, so now we're going to learn who the penalty flag is on. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. The flag makes this 3rd down and 10. Looking to the air here. That's caught for the first. It's a 21-yard gain. And it brings up an LA first down.
When you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Here we go, 2nd and 9. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Not an open passing lane to be found anywhere. He took what he thought was the best one available, and they still managed to tip the ball away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Now looking to throw. He gets this one to Nakua. Now he's past the 25. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Complete to number 17, Puka Nakua. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
They put a receiver in motion right. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Working quickly here.
I'll pick up for 2. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Mitchell has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Well, now things get a little dicey for this offense. 1 down left before a big decision to make. Do you continue to try running it against a front that stopped you, or are you now forced to put the ball in the air?
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Again, this is Mitchell. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is if the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Damone Clark.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. In this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
1st and 10 from the 41. Here's a handoff for Algier. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
They've got a man in motion. 2nd and 10 now. Catch made by Mitchell. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
That's going to be caught by Mitchell. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert.
And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. They'll try and throw it here. This finds Mitchell complete. This is ahead for about 5. Terrell Bernard tracking that one down.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
Completed over the middle. They'll have the 1st down and even more. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Back now, pressure on its way. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. Mitchell. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Rams boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there. Not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense. And that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
Mevis ready to send this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. That's completed right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It goes as a pickup of 37 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. First down throw here from Richardson. That's JSN. Smith and Jigba on the quick slant. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. They gain 14 on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons chop some of the lead off before the half. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba with a touchdown. Sly gets the extra point to go. And the Falcons make it an 11-point ball game. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Shaheed now to return. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. They're out and set. First and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. On the move, headed right. On the run right, throwing deep down. Big gain downfield. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
You know, Kim, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Throwing from the gun. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Looking for a throw here. Complete beyond the marker. He goes the distance. Touchdown, LA! The Rams boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Nevis with a point after. And the Rams push their lead to 18. Nevis ready to send this one away. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Richardson now on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Timeout called by Atlanta. That's going to be at 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
taking off with it again. And he's going to be at midfield now as he gets out of bounds.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives the defense and the defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those true throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing from the gun here. Connection made to Smith-Njigba. And they make the tackle at the 38. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This is a 55-yard look from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. The Hallis Trophy awaits one of these teams, partner. Just a half to go as we're off in the 3rd quarter. Shaheed now to return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half, and that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
To the air now on 1st and 10. Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Pass play coming here. Forced out to his right. Hauled in by Musgrave. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And it brings up an LA 1st down. They give to Algier from the gun. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Mitchell takes it straight ahead. And they take him down right along the 30. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
1st and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, here's Mitchell. He's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
2nd and 3 now. Now a handoff to Algier. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next third down coming.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Now a give right side to Mitchell. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
This is a guy who, man, when he is in a group, when he is feeling it, you're just not going to bring him down with an arm tackle. You better buckle up. You need a textbook tackle on this guy. Wrap, grab some cloth, and drive him to the ground with all you got.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Algier running behind center. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
There is no thought needed from him. He has been doing this so long, dating back to college and high school. Those instincts, man, they come at you with a capital I. Identify that run, fire downhill, and get home in the backfield before that play could get started.
That's complete to Musgrave. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They motion a receiver left. Mitchell up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. This is Mitchell. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. It'll be a 5-yard gain. That brings up 3rd and goal.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Mitchell. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Mevis able to knock it through. And it's a 3-score game now. An 18-point lead.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to give them a drive starting at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. That's him on the quick hitter. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just fine.
Oh, brother, it's another interception. L'Jarius Sneed with the INT. And the Rams take over as he records the 40th interception of his career. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a second-half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sets the need for a splash play and delivers.
And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Here's Algier on first down. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go again with Algier. And he drives this forward to the 6. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He just throws this one away.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
So for the 3rd time tonight, they're going to bring him out for a field goal try. This from just 23 yards away.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Mevis ready to send this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. Rolling from the pistol, Richardson. Chased out to his right. He takes it himself. And he'll go out of bounds close to that 35-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of the defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
Buys time, rolling right. Oh, he's keeping it again. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
You know, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane, and then you're looking for that first down marker. He found one of the two, but the defense and that effort swarming after him, well, it denies the first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Richardson. He's on the move. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Brought in right side. And this is down all the way to the 3. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play. from the red zone now. Looking for somewhere to throw. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Just a quarter left before one of these teams punches its ticket to the Super Bowl. The Falcons have the football, playing for their season here. They're trailing. Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Falcons get it back to within 2 possessions. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. Extra point is up and good from slot. And the Falcons get it back to a 14-point game. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Shaheed now to return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20.
The Rams take over at 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So that brings up 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They're throwing it. Short pass brought in. By a man, and now he's in the clear. Into the red zone. To the house. Touchdown, LA. The Rams have likely locked up the win right there. Point after by Mevis is good. And the Rams stretch their lead to 21. Mevis ready to send this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Escapes the pocket.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 38. He's on the move. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. Hits his running back. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Falcons will have a first. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Escapes the pocket. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I mean, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Pretty impressive, isn't it? They built this type of lead for themselves because that's actually, Kate, their first sack of the game. And that's why smart front offices and complete teams build a well-rounded roster. That way, if a core component like the pass rush today isn't there, well, the other areas of the team pick each other up.
And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. On the move, headed right. And he takes it down to the 2, but no touchdown yet. He's out of bounds.
Well, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running run. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
And he's going to make it in for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons get it back to within 2 possessions. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. His 3rd total score this game. That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons get it back to a 14-point game. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Fielded at the 7. And he's out of bounds up across the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground with Algier. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. A give to Mitchell, running left. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. He got 5, and now it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Dropping back to throw. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
The Rams are set to punt. And thankfully, he hasn't been needed until the final quarter. Takes it in at the 21. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Falcons will take over. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Escapes out to the left. He's running with it. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Richardson. Fits it through the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Finds Smith-Njigba. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Falcons will have a first. Throwing from the gun. Nice work by the back here. Playing safety valve complete. And he's a yard or two shy of the 30 before going out. It's a gain of 12 there. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. They'll throw again. Richardson. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. One alligator, two alligator, three alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Richardson now on 2nd and 10. This ball's caught by Palmer. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. Roughing the passer on that last play, and that's always going to lead to an automatic first down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that'll bring up 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Richardson now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. The throw left side, caught by Smith and Jigba. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. And that might do it for him, Brock. Doesn't reach the marker as they turn it over on downs here in the 4th. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. A give to Algier on the inside handoff. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it brings up an LA first down. It's the 2-minute warning here in LA. Rams nearing a win here with a 14-point lead. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he can only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. He gets crushed behind the line, and the ball comes out. And the Falcons scoop it up.
You're using this play to try for a 1st down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
First down throw here from Richardson. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Crosses the goal line. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons now within one score in the fourth. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
That one right down the middle. And the Falcons chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Shaheed now to return. It's an excellent return, but he gets popped at the end of it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now give left side to Algier. He's off to the races. Dives for the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown. The Rams go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. Nevis with a point after. The Rams double their lead to 14. Nevis ready to send this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Okay. I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you're on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just sling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day, and he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the 1st down.
Can't find anyone open. He's forced to throw it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Desperation time here on 4th. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. The Falcons take a timeout to their final one. Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They drop to a knee, and what little time we have left here is going to tick down.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Fourth down now. Another kneel would stop the clock and turn it over. Let's see what they do here. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. And this is into the end zone, but incomplete. It was a win no matter what. So they decided, hey, let's try for another touchdown. The knee it out. Either way, this one's over. So make a check in that win column for the Rams. And one last huge step has been taken, partner, as they claim that George Halas Trophy as NFC champions. And now just one step and one trophy remain. 2 weeks.